What is up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here and Deech as we're here for another week to talk White Sox baseball as it is officially the month of September. Football, Thursday night football, and football begins here tonight. We still got a month left of baseball, though. White Sox have been playing very good baseball as of late. Yeah, they didn't do great against the Yankees last weekend, but playing the division as of late, they've been doing a little bit better, and that's what they've done so far against the Twins. They got one more against the Twins tonight. We'll make sure we preview that as it starts at 6:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are here and you are wanting to chat NFL, you could let me know your predictions for the Eagles and Cowboys tonight. But Deech, how you feeling? Another week in the books, and September, it's for baseball fans. It's kind of, we got 3 weeks left of the season, and for the White Sox, we obviously are making the playoffs. But I don't know, man. I feel like we're a playoff team right now the way we've been playing.
There's more of a reason to watch, especially in the second half, than I feel like the last two seasons. After the All-Star break, it now seems like they did pretty much tear it all down, and have kind of built it back up through different trades. I mean, there are a few things to really highlight with the team. Them being able to land Shane Smith and Mike Vassell in the Rule 5 draft, pretty instrumental pieces at this point for the progress of this team. Miguel Vargas, I know he's hurt now, but he really turned it around after a god awful second half of the season with the Sox last year, and didn't get off to the best start this year either. Took some time and made some adjustments. Lennon Sosa, another guy that I like last year. Would you have thought this is what you're like going into this season? Would you have thought this Lennon Sosa is going to put up this type of numbers throughout?
See, I think I did not, and I think this is exactly what he needed to have happened because I've said it, especially as of late. I've said it a lot. He is the guy that's been on the team longest now, and he kind of felt like the Laurie Garcia, and we all know Laurie legend. He had the one game in Houston in the playoffs and everything. But I mean, the way Sosa's hitting the home runs, and he has, I think, the leading home runs right now. At nine, he had another one. Was it yesterday or the day before? He's at 18 or 19, almost 20, and I did not have that in my bingo card for the year. And I was thinking if he didn't do anything, I think they were going to DFA him, and I thought he'd be somebody they get rid of once they started bringing up like the Montgomerys, the Drops, the infielders that we now see, and like Brian Ramos just recently got called up, and the fact that it took him all the way until September to get here is kind of crazy, but like I said, not have that. And if anybody did, please let me know because I want to hear if you did in the chat because like I said, that was the last person I thought we would be talking about leading, especially leading the team in home runs. Is but again, like if he could keep this up and if he could work on his paying attention at where the bag is and not make dumb decisions and whatever. I think he'll be a good player and a good piece to this team. And again, he's 20. He's also only 25 years old. I think people also seem to forget. Like that's young. Like that's it's crazy to think about how young some of these guys actually are. And I mean, like even Steve and John were talking about it yesterday. Like some of these guys, like depending on how they could do their offseason and everything, they could come back like stronger. And who knows? We might have a guy that we're not talking about right now have 30 home runs and I mean, honestly, if Colston started off the year, and obviously, all that things that happened in the beginning of the year, everything happens for a reason. But he plays he plays 160. I think by the time he plays 162 games, he at least has 35 home runs.
Because what does he have now? 16.
I thought it was like 17 or 18. Or no, yeah, I guess it is 16. Yeah. So, I mean, I think he at
no,
least
I mean the power he's showing is insane.
I think he at least hits 20 by the end of the year. I think he could hit 4 more before the end of the season.
But that kind of it gets to a little point with the whole roster construction. Obviously, people were throwing a fit to have Tim Elko get called up due to all the injuries.
Is he even
and
still
roster
on the team
shifts? What'd you say?
Is he even still up right now, or did they send him back down?
No, he's still up, but they haven't been giving him much playing time. I think he got 1 or 2 starts. Did they announce the line? They haven't put out the lineup yet for the Sox yet. which is kind of interesting. It feels like they should have already, but
Yeah, right. You would think that they
um,
do with an out usually, unless they had to change it or something. Because yeah,
but the thing with like calling Elko up, it's like he's up now, but realistically, I think it might have been better for him to just stay in AAA for the rest of the season. Um, they're not giving him at bats up here. It's clear they want Lennon Sosa and Curtis Mead to get those at bats at first base, um, which I think is just telling for the uh, the mindset of the organization with some of these guys. Sosa, maybe you flip him, but he's putting together a season that warrants him at least having an attempt at whatever next kind of core contention run they're going to try and make.
well, yeah, and especially I mean the problems that we've had at second base and all this and that. I mean he is a player that can play. Like I said, I feel like the biggest problem with him and the weakest spot of his game has been the defense and the like just the awareness of where the bases are at. We've seen it like 3 or 4 times this year where he misses the base or he like goes too fast, and that's been the biggest thing for me. So I mean, I think he'll definitely be on the team, and he'll probably be the starting second baseman or who was second. I don't even know. Well, no, I guess Chase would be, but I
I
think
will
he'll.
say I do like them continuing to play Colson at shortstop. I think some of it has to do with Vargas being injured. It kind of limited, but I don't think it was good for him to have to be playing a position he did not come up like necessarily fully comfortable with, uh, as well as adjust to major league pitching.
Oh yeah. And I think that's helped a lot too with him like being able to like ease himself in, and I mean like to be honest, like us obviously having the record that we have, like them not having the pressure of like, trying to win the division or everything, honestly might be the best thing too, where it's like they can just go out there and play and develop and learn and do everything they're doing and have fun to where like, the fact that like I said before we started recording, and maybe I said in the beginning, I don't freaking know anymore. But I mean, we're 11 games better as of right now. We still have 21 games left in September, and
22
is it 22? I don't know why I think. Oh, okay, you're right. I was looking at the
after
Rockies
tonight.
record. I was looking at the Rockies record this morning or today, and I was like, okay, well, they need to go 2-20 or something like that. So, yeah. So you're right. I can't do math. Obviously, I'm so great at this. But yeah, I mean that's been the biggest thing, and obviously them playing the Yankees. I mean the Yankees are the Yankees, and they did lose 3 out of 4, and I obviously said it last week, and I was hoping for the best, but I mean they still do have a lot of power, and watching that team play, they still are very good, and I watching Carlos Rodon pitch, and that was the one thing I will say about this weekend is I kind of also seem to forget that like Rodon is still in the league sometimes just because he's been in and out so much and everything else like that. But good for him being able to do it and you know whatever. But well, we've seen it. We've seen when we play teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers and stuff like that. We've competed with some of them like the Phillies and stuff like that. But we've also had like these types of series. But we've also like last year we would have definitely lost all 4. And the fact they were able to at least squeak the one out on Sunday, and I think it was a 1-run game, wasn't it? And we all know how great of a record they have in these 1-run games this year. And even last night they were 0-72 after 8 innings this year. So, how did you feel
Yeah,
about it?
someone posted they had not won a game after trailing in the 8th since, like, I wanna say August
21.
of 2023.
Was it 23? I thought somebody there was something that we also did last night that we haven't done since 2021. I think it was beating
Okay.
the Twins 3 games in a row. But yeah. But yeah, before we get to the Twin Series, how did you feel about the Yankees? And you said did you go to one of the games? Did you go? You went
I was
Sunday?
at I was on, Thursday and Saturday.
Oh, okay,
Saturday
cool.
was at least a close game. They went to, extra innings, but
Yeah,
obviously on, Thursday, they got spanked pretty hard there. But
yeah.
the, Thursday game, I was actually in the I didn't even realize this. They blew out part of the one suite all the way in the corner and actually have built the CHSN studio inside of the suite.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Chuck and
You were telling,
Ozzy,
and I was telling everybody because there was a bunch of people here last week that were asking where you were at and everything. So yeah, why don't you tell us exactly what you were doing and everything else like that, and what that was all about?
yeah, that was actually just my ticket rep. Sometimes you get like some perks like that. Had hit me up and offered me the 2 tickets in the suite. So it was all you could eat, all you could drink. They had a little buffet set up in there and a bunch of other season ticket holders. I just did not realize it's kind of hidden back there. Like unless you're looking for it, down the left field line in the corner there, you don't necessarily see it. But yeah, Chuck and Ozzy were sitting, I don't know, 20 feet away from me doing the kind of in game. Saw them keep coming back to like the actual table they sit at, and doing their little in game updates. So you know how they cut over to them a few times throughout the game.
Yeah, yeah, like during the bottom of the fifth, and then like the
But it was cool to
bottom of
kind
the.
of just see. I guess that's why that Yankees loss probably didn't bother me as much. I was paying attention, but it was also cool to just kind of watch like the behind the scenes stuff with what goes on. Because they also had Connor McKnight up there as well. So
Oh,
it was cool to just kind of see the behind the scenes of how that all goes into the broadcast. And
did you talk to Chuck and Ozzy at all? Did you say like, would you wave or anything? I
I
didn't like.
said hi. We had walked past that. We were actually coming in and they were walking out. So it was just like very casual, like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, okay. Yeah, hey, but you know what? That's still cool. Yeah, you loved it, and yeah, I mean that's that. Those are the types of things I love seeing the behind the scenes and the stuff like that. And I mean, I did not know that's where that was at though, because I was always curious. Like I would always try, like even when I went to the one game I went to this year, like the one that me, you, and right, was it right? That was this year. Yeah, the one
Yeah, with
game.
their cousin.
Yeah, and I was trying to like look for it, and I couldn't even like But I mean, that's very interesting. Is that also like when we were talking or a couple weeks ago? Is that also where they do the that putt golf thing, the golf thing for
Yeah,
the?
I believe it's up there kind of next to it's
Gotcha.
in that general area. I don't know if it's
Uh,
in the actual suite, but it might be like right next door.
Yeah, I was just curious, and it was funny that we were talking about that though, because somebody literally hit it. I think it
That
was like,
Friday,
Was
they
it
won like
Friday?
what, 10 grand or so? It was some
I thought it
crazy.
was 100,000. Maybe it could have been 10,000, but I mean, either
It
way.
was a hunk of dough either way.
Yeah, gotta love it, man. Hey, good for him though. So I mean sometimes those experiences you'll go to another Sox game, but you won't sit there 20 feet away from Chuck every game. So I mean, that's kind of the thing where look at it for what it is, because now this past week so far, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they are currently in a stretch of 17 straight games. They are playing every day until I think they have off Monday, and then that is their first off day since the 17 game stretch. And since we've entered Minneapolis, they have not lost. They came back last night, like we were talking about a little by inches. That you know how they say the ball has got to go your way sometimes? Yeah, last night the ball went our way because man, when it was in the top of the ninth, I was like, well, it's over. I'm like, I don't care. And here we are. They came back and they ended up winning yesterday. They destroyed the Twins on Tuesday. Was it 12-3 on Tuesday, right? And then on Monday, they went and they won 6-5. Another one-run game. We've talked about, these one-run games have not been very good as of late, but so far against Minnesota, they've done very well and they've done very good. And I don't know the last time that they've done a 4 game in a sweep of any like team or any or even the Twins in general. So we'll have to see what happens tonight. But
I
them
was gonna
going
say
in,
don't jinx it, but on a positive note, Buxton's not in the lineup tonight.
I mean, and that man when he hit that double last night, I was like, here we go again. You freak! I wanted to punch the ball. Also, we have Jonathan Cannon returning tonight, and the lineup is out now. I don't know if you saw it, but they have Carroll leading off, Teal, Sosa, Montgomery, Mead, Benintendi, Mydroff, Baldwin, and then the guy, the savior from last night, Mr. Michael A. Taylor. What and I mean, do you think that they can go out there? Oh, and wait, didn't you say Cannon was starting? It says Frazier Eller just started.
They may have him opening for
Oh
Cannon.
yeah,
I have
that's
no
right.
idea.
That's right. The one. That's right. The one inning thing. But anyway, do you think that they can get this done tonight? Do you like? I mean, we've seen the way the Twins bullpen has been,
Taj
and I
Bradley's not
think,
very good.
huh?
Taj Bradley is not very good.
No, he has 2 games. He has a 7.20 ERA and 10 innings pitched, which means and that's the other thing too is watching them like score, like watching the run differential go down as much as it is. Like they're like they have the same run differential as the Orioles, and the Orioles have 12 more wins than us. Like that's where it's also like they're scoring so many runs as of
Look
late.
at look at fucking Colorado's run
I
differential.
if I want to, I didn't even look at it as of late. Oh God. How
Like
many
it's
days
fucking
in the week? How
embarrassing.
many days in a year are there, guys? Because that is the run differential for the Colorado Rockies in a negative way. Oh my God. I didn't know it was that bad. Just keep losing, Colorado, please. Because I don't want that. I don't want it anymore. But yeah, I mean, what do you think for this for the last game of the Twins series and everything? Because
I'm
I think this is
thinking
also the
they're
last time we go to Minnesota too this year. Yeah.
yeah, I think the Twins are if you're a Twins fan, I
Poor Ted.
semi don't feel bad for you
I
because we've been going through it for these past few years, but there's a rough fucking road ahead for you. Uh,
I have no I said it after last year. I got no sympathy for nobody. I don't give a
but
fuck. I
yeah,
kind of have a
I
little
think they're
sympathy
just
for
gonna
the
pound. I
Rockies.
think the Sox are gonna pound them tonight, and I think Mead will be my pick to click. I think Mead's gonna hit his first homer in the Sox uniform
Man,
tonight.
he's been very good defensively, and they obviously gave up Aaron Savali, and it's kind of funny the Rays gave up Aaron Savali right away, and then now he is on the Chicago Cubs. I'm very impressed from what he's doing, and I think he could definitely be a very good, if they are going to keep him next year as a good bench player, and obviously depending on how everything lines up and who they get and who they, it's that Chris Getz said that we could be seeing some moves made, but I always say until that happens, I don't get too excited, But I think Curtis has done a very good job since he's been here, and that's been a lot of the thing too. Like there's certain guys that they don't have like these big names, but they're coming out and they're hitting the baseball and they're hitting like the fact that Byron Buxton came out, and as much as I dislike him and I don't like him, just like I put him in that category of Mr. Josh Naylor or the Ryan Rayburns of the world or freaking Eric Cross or that freaking backup for the Tigers for a couple of years. He came out and said the way that Montgomery is playing, and it looks like he's been in the league for many, many years, and he's taken like professional at bats, and that's just been the biggest thing is watching these guys go out there and hustle, or like Chase, it looked like his foot went backwards and sideways, and he took a day off and he came back in the lineup and he's still playing, like, and that's for me, like watching these guys care as much, it's making me care again because kind of stopped caring for a little bit, and it's nice to see that if it shows that they care. Again, that's why I should care. But I mean, that's been the thing for me watching this team for 100 and whatever games there were
I
at
don't
right
know
now.
that you could say you don't care though. I mean, we have done a podcast for 2 years in a row of 100 losses, so
I mean,
you
listen, I
must
know, but
care a
some of
little
those were
bit.
struggle, man. You coming on here 3 straight weeks last week and we didn't win a baseball game was difficult.
Yeah,
I do
it
care.
felt like we didn't
I
win like a whole entire month.
it
What?
was 21 games.
Yeah,
It was too much. I just couldn't. And again, it's of course I care. I've done it a lot with sports where I turn it into like I'm like numb to it. I'm like, okay, well if they lose, they lose. Or like last night, I was like, okay, if they lose, I don't care. But then they say so I'm okay. I'm like, woohoo, best game ever. It was amazing. But as I said, with the month of September earlier, we have the September call ups, and we have son Brian Ramos come up, a couple other people, a couple other pitchers, and everything else like that. Is there anybody? Because obviously, is there anybody that you would like to see in September, or do you like else? Obviously, we'll have to see what happens. But I mean, in the last month, I guess in the last month of the season, what do you want to see from everybody to at least finish it off?
I was hoping they'd call Ramos up. There's a lot of people stammering for Peyton Pillette or Tanner McDougal to get brought up. Um, I'm kind of all for. I mean, there's certain ones of these veteran relievers I really could give a shit if it's only if it's going to harm their confidence that I wouldn't necessarily bring them up, but to get them some major league innings might be nice. Um, like I think what's his name? Tyler Gilbert got called back up. Getting a little fucking tired of that. Notification. It's
Well, it
like
just seems
him,
like they
Cam
keep calling
Boozer.
people up and down.
Well, it's him, Cam Boozer, and then they picked up Ryan Hudson from the Brewers, and now Hudson went on the IL after we just called him up yesterday. I don't even know. Did he pitch yesterday?
Yeah, I think he did. Was he pitched yesterday or the day before?
Okay. Well, now
Because
he's
it
on
was,
like the 15-day IL. So I
I
don't
think
know
it
if
was
that's just like
12-3
a
game.
roster move, but I don't know. We'll see. We're already in September. Maybe they're just waiting for the minor league seasons to end. I think they're all still playing. Um, Position wise, I don't foresee them calling like Braden Montgomery up or anything. And
No,
Noah Schultz and Hagen Smith, I think, are both. I think they're playing in the fall league, aren't they?
yes,
Or
they
at
are.
least one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think those guys will like be the guys that like this year, like where we've seen them like come up throughout the year, and I think those are going to be the ones next year that we can see come up, and hopefully it all just works out the exact same way so far that a lot of these guys have worked out because I mean, again, for the most part, they've come up here and played fundamental baseball and baseball that's actually watchable for a team that we have not been able to watch and that we watched play sloppy ass baseball for 2.5, almost 3 years. Because now teams are starting to realize, for a while they're like, oh, we just go play the White Sox, and I could see it in the face of the freaking Twins all series so far. They're like shit. They're like damn. Like the pitch, like obviously it's frustrating and everything, whatever. Like for the Twins, but like you could just see in their face, they just got so used to beating us that they're like I feel like they're like shocked so far this series because no, I don't. Nobody expect, especially that 12-3 game. When was the last time we beat the Twins like by that much? It's been a while.
I mean, if you think about it, though, not the entire first half, but a decent amount of it, I felt like our pitching was pretty solid. It was just the run support was trash I
Oh,
mean, night in and night out, there was no consistency with it. So it
easily.
is.
If we got more run support, they'd at least almost beat a 60 wins by the time now. If we'd at least have 5 more wins if they scored some more runs. And but again, like I think it just took time, and obviously for some reason nobody knows how to hit the ball in Chicago in the month of March and April and May. But I guess I don't know how I'd feel hitting the ball in this cold ass weather. It's the one thing that sucks though about September football season, man. I want the summer back already. I hate it. I can't. Today was like not cold, but it was cold. I don't like it.
So
So
I took Mead for my pick to click. Who do you got?
I'll take Edgar. Man, and that's the
Lead
thing too.
off?
Like with
Is he going to lead off, Dong?
yeah, maybe let's
First
do that.
pitch?
Maybe that would be nice. I mean, the one that he hit opposite field a couple days ago was and that's the thing. Some of these guys like they've hit the ball and they've like the ball is like carried out, and then there's times that like Colston or Kyle have hit it, and oh my god, they've gone so far. And it's so funny because you know me, I'm watching Raw, SmackDown, NXT, whatever, and people are like, "What are you yelling at?" I'm like, "The White Sox." I'm like, Colston Montgomery just hit a home run. I'm so excited. I don't care. Listen, like that's what this is. But it's just one of those things. It's like it just when you watch it come off of the bat with some of these guys, it's so insane. And as I've talked about them being so young still, like it's if they can completely just, keep on this track, shall be interesting, like I said, to see what these guys' stats are after playing 162 games, which obviously would be a complete season. Yeah. But that was this past week. I don't think I really missed anything else crazy to say. Oh, you know what I did miss is how did you feel about the Rafael Devers and Kyle Freeland freaking benching clearing fu, and he got all in his feelings because Rafael Devers stared at him. I wanted to get your and then they still counted the home run, and Rafael Devers had to go back to first base and still run around the bases. And how did he not get kicked out of the game? That's my question. Any
I
thoughts on
think
that?
as long as you don't shove or swing, they won't throw you out normally.
Man, I thought they were gonna go after. I thought the Rockies were just gonna start punching people in the face. Willie Adames looked like he was gonna come out of his helmet and freaking blow a gasket. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I love that stuff. That always brings me back to you. Remember the baseball game, the Bigs, or was it the Bigs and then Slugfest? You ever play Slugfest back in the day on the PS1 too?
Hmm.
That was fun. Baseball players getting on fire and you just be able to go beat the shit out of the pitcher. It was wrestling and baseball all in one. It was perfect for me. I loved it. You know. But
Yeah,
we
that's
do
right
have
in your wheelhouse.
yeah, you gotta love it. That
So
that
do
would
you
be the
like hockey?
yeah, I see. I like hockey. I really do like watching the hockey. It was just never the sport that when I was growing up, like my family ever like. It was always like the Bears, the Sox, the Bulls a little bit. Never the Hawks until the Hawks started their dynasty, and then it was everybody's a Hawks fan. And I'm a Hawks fan, but I'm just not like I get a different feeling when the White Sox and Bears win compared to like when the Bulls and Hawks win. You know, like when the Hawks won the championship, I was excited, but I'm not here to go and buy a freaking, this, that, another, whatever, to where like the White Sox do. I'm buying every fucking memorabilia bullshit or everything. Like I don't know if I ever show you. Like I got my grandparents back in 2006 or seven, a couple of years after they won the World Series, they got me like these. It's like 24K carat like gold cards of the whole entire World Series team. And it's like every single player and coach and everything. And it's just one of those things that is like, I'm that type of person, so But I've never been to a Hawks game too, and I really want to go. I'm assuming you've been to one, haven't you?
Yeah, Hawks games are a vibe.
I feel like they really are. I've been to a couple Bulls games, but I really just want to go to a Hawks game, and obviously that's more difficult now that I live in Wisconsin. And no way in hell am I going to see the freaking Red Wings or Minnesota I don't even think Wisconsin has a hockey team.
No,
But
they have the Milwaukee Admirals. They have an AHL team, which they actually people do show out for that, which is cool because it's like they don't obviously have an NHL team.
yeah,
But
yeah. Would that be like the minor leagues? Would that be like AAA for hockey or
yeah, it's
anything
like the
like that?
Chicago Wolves.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. So, yeah, a Wolves game too. I've had friends that go to Wolves games too. I don't know why. I don't know why I've never actually I've wanted to go. I think I actually had tickets one time, and then I couldn't go. And at the time, I didn't have a car, and nobody wanted to go, so I literally had to sell my ticket. I'll sell the tickets. I was so sad because I was so freaking excited. But one day, next time, maybe I'll just bring you. Deech, going to a Hawks game. Just gonna call you one day. Let's go. Anyway, though, we still got some more baseball games this week, or this week and then next week. They start a 3-game series against those Detroit Tigers in Detroit and at Comerica Park. How do you feel about this? And do you think we can continue this momentum? And the White Sox they are 4-2 now at Target Field. They are 0-13 at every other American League Central away team stadium. We need to get some wins under our belt in the division. Do you think they can do that against the Tigers? Because Tigers are 21 games under over 500. They obviously seem to be winning the division and going to the playoffs. But I mean, how do you feel about this? And can we continue to be the spoiler?
I think they will take 2 out of 3 against Detroit, and the Sunday game is going to be the one that they lose. I think Martin Perez is going to outduel Skubal. You heard it here first. The White Sox are going to break Skubal.
Break Scooble. I like that one. That's good. He's gonna break Scooble. That's a good one. I like that. I mean, listen, I don't disagree with you. I think that they very well can win 2 out of 3, but I will say 1 out of 3 just to be, more realistic because obviously the Tigers are still a good baseball team, but the way the White Sox are playing, like they always say, it doesn't matter who you play, it matters when you play them. And right now, to be honest, I mean, if the White Sox keep this up and if they do win today, like it's like right now, like yes, they have the off day on Monday, but you just keep this momentum riding for as long as you possibly can. Because usually it's a game where they win on a Wednesday, they have a Thursday off, and then they go back on Friday, and it's like they lose that momentum. So we obviously have the game today that starts in an hour. We'll see what happens there, but I will say that they have the ability to win 2 out of 3, but I'll say 1 out of 3. And I think I think that if that's the one game they're gonna win, I think it will be the one with Martin and Scooble, because the way Martin has been pitching, I mean, he looks like a completely different pitcher. And if he could come and continue to be like that and come back next year, if they want to bring him back, or I don't even know how long his contract is if they have him for next year. But I mean, he
No,
could.
he's a free agent,
Is he
but
a
he
free?
said he'd be open to re-signing here.
And especially if he takes a cheaper deal, I mean, the way he's pitching, I mean, that's a huge bargain. And especially if he wants to continue to help these guys. And I mean, I'm sure he's also helped a lot too with like these younger catchers, because the fact that like Kyle Teal, Edgar Caro, and Corey Lee, even though Corey Lee's been here for a little bit, like they are all not working with obviously like the most like veterans of pitchers. They are also not veterans themselves. So like it's a good thing that I guess they all like work together in AAA and everything, but it's just really interesting to watch like everything go down with the pitching staff and everything, and actually having some catchers that actually seem to, because we haven't had the best of the catcher position since we had AJ and everything else like that. But I'm really interested to see what happens, and I would not mind Martin Perez coming back next year for another season on the South Side. I mean, he even said it on that podcast with Chuck. He's like, I think they can compete for the wild card, and I don't want to get too excited because I try to keep my excitement level to the lowest of lows because I don't like getting let down. But I'm excited, like I said. So we go on. We go and face the Tigers this weekend. They do have an off day for the first time in 17 days, which is good. But with the Bears play some football on Monday, love to see a Monday night football. Deech, are you ready for some Monday night? I know you don't watch football, but I gotta get excited, right?
I'll watch a
Dude,
little.
did you
Last year
take
I turned
anybody
on
from
the
the
game and they
Bears?
like fumbled the first play, and I was like, "Fuck
That's
this."
right. I remember you texting me. You were like, "Well, I'm done watching." Do you have anybody on the Bears or the Vikings on your fantasy team?
Um,
Because you said you're in 2 leagues, right?
yeah, let me take a look. You can tell I'm so invested.
I see that. Hey, that's okay though. I, I,
Hawkinson,
oh, that's right. You did say Hawkinson.
and
Speaking of
then
that, though, and while we are talking about that, guys, you know how much I just love to be live all the time on Tino's time, which means the same thing. You make sure you come and hang out with me at 7:30 as we watch the kickoff. It's the Eagles. It's the Cowboys. 2025 NFL season this year. But after we have an off day, we go on to face the Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa. And the Tampa Bay Rays are seeming to finding their way back into the wild card standings in the AL or the AL Central. In the AL
no,
is
that
getting.
Tampa series is at home
Oh, is it at home? You're right. I don't. I'm
because we
wrong. You're
already
right.
played. Remember they're at
Right.
that minor league stadium.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Never mind. So I'm sorry. We are at home. Thank you for that. Thank God you're here because my dumb ass. I've done that before where I was by myself one time and I was like, I told everybody, and that was the completely wrong thing. I was like, oops. So yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. They are at home next week, and that is a complete different feel because I mean the way they've been playing at home, they obviously play way better at home than they do on the road. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they play the Tampa Bay Rays. How do you feel about that series? And are you going to any of those games? You said you have a few more games right this year?
Yeah, I have some games towards the end of the season. I will not be at the Tampa series. Unless I somehow got really intrigued, but no, I think I'm done for the year. $5 Tuesday, I don't care. I don't have it in me. I think
That's
I've
right.
exceeded my 20 game plan, obviously.
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean, but hey, you had a good run this year. I think you deserve to have some time off. You go to that, you live at that stadium all summer. Lot B till next year.
Yeah.
How much do you think? I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to say they sweep the Rays, just for the hell of it.
I'll go 2 out of 3, but I also took Detroit 2 out of 3. So I mean, it would be a wash at the amount of wins they'll get next week either way.
Yeah,
I do think tomorrow Shane Smith's gonna shove.
I mean, he's been
I've
pitching great.
absolutely loved it when he like during like the All-Star break and like leading up to it, where he had a few outings where he struggled. It was insane to just see White Sox Twitter like turn on someone who's a fucking rookie. I mean, how many fucking outings did we have to watch Lucas Giolito or fucking Ronaldo Lopez or Michael Kopech get fucking lit up? And we didn't turn on them for years. But
No,
like
we
he
were
has a
loyal.
few like rough starts, and now I mean his last few outings he's been fucking damn good.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too, and that's like why I always like I don't like referencing the old core and everything else like that. And I will say Giolito seems to be doing very good with the Red Sox and everything else like that. Good for him. And I do, have some, and I do hope some of those guys are successful in certain aspects. But I mean, like that's the thing. I mean, how many games do we, like you said, go out there? We watched Michael. I remember that opening day against the Giants, like through 2, 3 years ago. He gave up like 5, 6 home runs. It was 8-0 in the first inning or freaking like you said, Lopez, Giolito, Rodon, even at one point, like these
And I'm
pitchers.
not even ripping on them. My
And no,
point is more so just like don't be like an ignorant asshole because we've had to watch shitty baseball for the last like 2 or 3 years.
yeah, and
Like,
and
don't
that's
take
what
it
it
out on
kind
the
of like.
young fucking players. Like, most of them are going to be here for the next 5 seasons. So,
Well, yeah, and again, I feel like it's also like we've been kind of programmed that way to like Justin, we've all talked about it, like until we see it and everything else like that. And like I'm still kind of traumatized about hearing the prospect #1 overall or blah blah blah. Or like the same with the NFL. Like I was talking to one of the guys in my fantasy league. Like in reality, how many #1 picks have gotten drafted by their teams that are actually been very good for the most part? A lot of the #1 picks are on a team, they get traded and they end up going somewhere else and end up becoming a lot better. And that's, I mean, we see it happen with even baseball players. Like we saw it with Andrew Vaughn. He went to the Brewers and decided he was going to turn into Babe Ruth. And now he decided to come back to earth, hitting 167 the last 12 games. Now the Brewers fans know what it's like to have Andrew Vaughn on your baseball team. But I mean, like that's the thing with these guys, like the Shane Smiths, the Vargases, the Montgomerys, the Teals. Like watching these guys run the bases, or like I said with Chase earlier, the fact that Chase freaking looked like. Did you see the way? I don't know if you saw the replay yesterday, bro. It looked like his foot went like sideways. It was awful, and he took a day off and he was out. If it was Moncada or Anderson or Eloy would have been face down in the fucking grass, been out on the IL, carted off because his foot hurt. So I mean, that's the biggest thing, like I've talked about with these guys, and like the pitching too. I mean, they've struggled, but they continue to go out there and they seem to get better, and they seem to continue to, even right now, like Grant Taylor's kind of struggling and everything, and everybody wants Grant Taylor gone. But 2 months ago, everybody loved Grant Taylor. Just like Mike Vassell, he's going to struggle, but then he's going to come out there and get that save against the Yankees and against teams like the
well,
Twins.
that
And
brings up a good point. Fucking Mike Vassell should be closing out every fucking opportunity that is left in the rest of the season. I don't fucking need to see Grant Taylor, who has been inconsistent out there. Like, let him figure his shit out the rest of the year, but let fucking Mike Vassell close out games. I'm tired of this bullshit of like throwing him into the 6th or 7th inning and expecting him to go. Like, you got to be more consistent with it. Because then
well,
nobody knows their role. Fucking who? Leisure got the save last night?
barely,
It
literally
was a
barely.
very Alex Colome esque.
No,
Uh,
I mean that's the thing too. I mean, since like Bobby Jenks and even since like Liam Hendricks, I feel like are the only two closers that I can name you. Maybe David Robinson, I guess, but like what freaking closers have we had? And like Mike Vassell, he might not be a closer, but you know what he does? He has that Liam Hendricks type of feel where he goes out there and he wants the 3 outs. He wants to go out there and
yeah.
get that, and he, and like Again, Liam Hendricks isn't what Liam Hendricks used to be, but that attitude that Liam had and that fire that he had, and when he came out there and he was just pumping the ball out, and yes, he had his times that he struggled, but all closers do. And, I mean, we all can't be Aroldis Chapmans of the world. And even Aroldis has had his moments where he sucked on certain teams, and he's having a reemergence with the Red Sox right now. And, I think that's the biggest thing where it just like, with Vassell, he goes out there and like I said, the fire that he had going out there that's the way you want to end the game. Like I was more excited about that game than I was a couple other games, and that was just because how excited he got. Like I get fired up when these guys get fired up because, as I said earlier, they care, and they want to be out there. They want to win these games, and we're not focusing on getting the number one pick or the best odds or the this and the that. Like right now,
Some
like
people still are.
Oh yeah, blah blah blah. I mean, look at how great all
How toxic the fan base is.
why
But
are
no,
we
I mean,
why get the number
Mike
one pick if we can't
Vassell.
draft? Because even look at what Hagen Smith's been doing. Like, yes, he's still a rookie and everything, but he hasn't been doing the best. And that's the thing. I mean, everybody wanted, I remember they wanted the dude the Royals got. Even the dude from the Royals has been struggling. I don't even think he's been on the lineup as of late.
AAA, I think.
I think he is back in AAA. So it's just like that's the thing too, where it's like, why get the number 1-2 pick if we're just gonna draft somebody that's gonna go to another team? I'd rather just win as many games as possible and and even like in football, there's certain times where it's like, oh, let's lose a couple games to do this and that, and then it's like, well, I don't know. It is what it is with that, and that's why I don't listen to these stupid fans. I just try to stay off Twitter and all of the stupid social media because they got nothing else better to do but cry, complain, and bitch and whine and yada 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 and wah wah wah. Just watch the game. If you don't like it, turn it off. I just don't understand the people that have to go on there after every single play and be like, hey, look, oh, we got an out. Hey, look, are you watching the game? Go on Comcast Sportsnet or NBCS, I'm sorry, or CHS, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Why do we, you're not a play-by-play X person, right? Like, nobody, like, you don't need to be the play-by-play. Now, if you're doing a watch-along or something, now I understand. But why are we hearing Ted and other people and all the shenanigans of the toxic community go out there and, yeah. And that's the same way. It's funny because it's the same way in the wrestling community, too, where, like, people right now are getting excited that possibly CM Punk's wife, one of the wrestlers, like, way back in the day, could possibly come back tomorrow in Chicago. And, like, I already know that if she doesn't, people are literally going to be like, it's the worst SmackDown ever. It's the worst this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, what are we doing here? Like, there's no reason for it. Like, we're just like, I don't know. It's stupid. People need to stop complaining and find better things to do. And go touch some grass. You see that grass behind me? Go out. Go. I mean, don't touch that grass because then you'll get arrested. But go outside before it gets too cold outside. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about? I think we've covered everything for the most part this week, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's winding down, but
I know, so much
get
fun.
the win tonight and go take care of Detroit and Tampa, and we'll see you next week then.
There you go. He said it best, guys. There you go. That is how we will end it here this week. But before you go, make sure you go follow the NXT. I don't know, NXT. I'm sorry. Go check out the Main Event Network where we got the NXT Night Shift, your boy Tino and all the other great content creators over there. Go check out the OTM guys. Make sure you subscribe here. Deech, I think we need to at least try to get to 100 by the end of the season. I think we can do it. I think we can. Little by little, we'll get there. So, guys, if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button and to join the boys. And so you know when we go live all the time, and we got, a couple weeks left. We got some guests lined up. And it's going to be a good way and hopefully a good end of the month of September and a good end of the season for the White Sox. And I always say the White Sox love to play themselves some decent baseball in September. I mean, shit, you remember last year, if they didn't play decent baseball last year, I think they went like 9-16. We probably have like 32 wins last year. So let's keep that going. Let's see where it goes. As I said, we'll be live over on Tino's Time at 7:20 for the Eagles and Cowboys. Come and hang out. You got fantasy players. You want to watch the game? If you're J-Dog and you want to celebrate your Super Bowl championship, let me know. Come and hang out, guys. We'll be live over there at 7. But until next week when we come back here on the Southside Boys, guys, enjoy your week, and we'll see you next Thursday. Deuces.